Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Fee, and I know why you're here because you want to see my Escovitch video, right? Well, before we get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so as yet. Well, let's get into the video. So to make our Escovitch fish, the first thing we want to do is to prep our fish, and that means cleaning our fish. I normally buy my fish already scaled and clean, but I always try to go back over with my knife because I know sometimes like there's a little scale here and there. So I try to just clean it up as best as possible. After I finish cleaning my fish, then I score them. And what I mean by scoring my fish is to slash across the thickest part of my fish. And what we normally do is to season those parts. You'll see me do it in the video. And what I'm going to do now is to dry my fish because we're going to fry them and we don't want water to go into the oil because that's risky. So I dried my fish and now I'm going to season them. I'm using all-purpose seasoning. I'm using some Old Bay, a little garlic. If you have a special season that you like for your fish, you can always use that. You don't have to use what I am using. So this was the importance of scoring my fish. What I'm going to do now is to season those parts. And then you want to make sure that you massage your seasoning as best as you can into your fish because you want your fish to be flavorful, right? So just watch how I'm doing it. So I went ahead and I prepared my oil for my fish. And what I normally do to test my oil to see if it's hot, I normally look for those small bubbles in the hot oil. What most people do is normally they drop like a pepper in it or a piece of onion or a piece of garlic. But I normally look for the little bubbles and it's always worked for me. And this is why you want to make sure that you dry your fish. You see how easy my fish were to turn over? They didn't stick to the pots. If you put a wet fish in that pot, it's going to stick to the bottom of the pot. So in order to avoid all of that, you want to make sure that your fish are dry and that your oil is hot. So I can't tell you how long you should fry your fish for because every fish fry at a different time based on the size or the type of fish. So what I normally do to check to see if my fish is fried, I normally look to see the fish start changing color on the other side. That's the side that's not frying. So once the color start to transfer there, that means it start to cook on that side. I normally flip my fish. So you want to be extremely careful when you're frying your fish. I dropped my fish in the pot by mistake and I could have edited that, but I wanted to show you because that right there is unsafe. So you want to make sure that you take your time and place that fish in the hot oil because you don't want to burn yourself. Now we're going to go into the fun part of making the Escovitch fish, and it's making the pickle. And without the pickle, it's not Escovitch fish. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you're selecting the correct veggies to use to make this Escovitch. You want to make sure you have veggies that won't transfer color easily and that won't get mushy easily, because you can have these Escovitch fish for days on your counter and it's preserved because we're going to use the vinegar and some sugar, and those are preservative. So you want to make sure that you select really good veggies that are good for pickling. So now I'm going to go in with my vinegar, and I'm using white vinegar. Some people use apple cider vinegar, but the best tasting one is the white vinegar, trust me. So what we're going to do now is to balance off that acidity that's from the vinegar with some brown sugar. So after you add the sugar, you can go ahead and turn off your flame because you don't want to overcook your veggies. Because remember, you saute them and then now you're steaming them. So you don't want to overcook your veggies. So you go ahead and turn off your flame. So I'm going to use some of those pickled vegetables that I just made, and I'm going to make a bed for my fish. So all I'm just going to do is just put some in the bottom of your container that you're going to put the fish in, and then you're going to place your fish the way how you want to place them. There's no correct way to place your fish. You can just put them in. You just want to fit them into your container, and that's what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go in with the sauce over my fish, and I'm going to use all of that sauce and just make the fish as soaked as possible. You want your fish to be soaked with the sauce, because this is what make it Escovitch fish. So you're going to pour all that sauce on your fish. So now we're at the final step, and what you want to do is to make sure that you cover your fish. You can use a kitchen towel to do this, or you can use your foil, and I'm using the foil to do this. What you want to do, make sure you cover it as best as you can so none of the air will seep out. What you want to do now is to cover this and allow it to sit so that all those flavor from the pimento, the onion, the carrots, and all the veggies will infuse into the fish. Look how juicy it's looking after I took the cover off. See, look all moist and juicy, and that's what you want with your Escovitch fish. And here's my final product. I went in with some grilled lemon to garnish my plate. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and the recipe is always in the description box below. And I'm almost at 1K. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so I can get there.